this record. Finally, I started seeing things as they were. All that you said was nothing but words. So I chopped it up to face the truth. Everything you did was all for you. But what you mean to take it personal? I gave up all of me and more. You said you would never leave, and you said you would never go, and you said you would always be there for me, for me, for me. Everybody's telling me just move on, but they don't know my love is strong, so strong, deeper than the eye can see. But what you really mean to me? What you mean to me? What you mean to take it personal? I gave up all of me and more. But what you mean to take it personal? I gave up all of me and more and more. You said you would never leave, and you said you would never go, and you said you would always be there for me, for me, for me. I never thought that I would have to let you go, but come to find out you were never mine. After all this time, so many years in my life, I come to find out you were never mine. I was holding on, didn't wanna let go. After all these years, you were my heart and soul. I found out I gotta let you go, 'cause I can't hold on, can't hold on. Baby, I'm still hurting. You said you would never leave, and you said you would never go, and you said you would always be there for me, for me, for me. What you mean to take it personal? I gave up all of me and more. What you mean to take it personal? Baby,
Hey, what's going on? All right. Welcome to Pam's World.
Welcome.
That's, I like that. Come
That
on,
was a good
come
show.
on.
Yeah, middle show. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Carter, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
All right,
Welcome back.
come on. I don't know the song though.
Welcome back.
Yes, and welcome back to Pam's World. Yay! How's everybody doing this Sunday? Yes, I am a little excited. Matter of fact, I'm all the way excited. I'm excited. It is great to be in your face again. Yes, we are here, and we are excited about tonight, and we are excited about all those that are watching. Please share. Let somebody know that you have tuned into Pam's World. Let them know that this is the place to be every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. And yes, if you want to know what Pam's World is about, Pam's thoughts, Pam views, and you're going to get some biblical principle to stand upon. You got to have a solid foundation. You got to have something to stand on. So that's what you're going to catch here at Pam's World. You're going to laugh. You're going to have some fun. You're going to have a good time. You may get a little irked a little bit, a little mad, not trying to do it intentionally, but just because of the simple, you might get a little upset, a little hot under the collar, but it's only because the simple fact that you disagree with what we have to say here at Pam's World. And you know what? We're not trying to offend, but at the end of the day, we're going to stand on the truth no matter what, because that's what we do here on Pam's World. And of course, I got to introduce none other than the two lovely co-hosts on my left and on my right. Yes, I said it that way on purpose. Don't say Pam don't know how to talk. On my left and on my right, child. Yes, I got D in the building, and I got JB on. Split on.
Hello, everyone. We are so happy to be here tonight with you all.
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
And I love you all.
Yes, come on. All right, now that was that Diana move, and I love you all.
Yes, even the ones who talk about it, I love you all.
Yes, and so it really feels good. Don't y'all start already? We already going in. You already know, we're straight from the door. That's what we do. We have a good time here on Pam's World, and of course, I want to go right into church today, because that's what we're going to talk about. Did you go to church today?
Yes, I did.
Well,
we did.
Me personally, I was in children's church, and we talked about Daniel. And today, I had an opportunity to be animated. Like I really had a great time with the kids, and the kids was like, Sheila. For one, shout out to little Shishi.
Happy
she was
birthday.
Just like she said, and I said, I had to be like the king. I was like, no, I had to.
Who you, like, Nebuchadnezzar?
Nebuchadnezzar. So I was like, when he came to get the people, I said, because he took them away captive, and I had to grab one of the kids, and I was like, I had to take him away. She said, I like all your voices, so I had to do different characters. So I had
come on, Eddie Murphy.
I was like, I had a good time with the kids today, just talking about reputation. And about what do people say when you're not in their face. And we began to just talk about what reputation was. It was just like when you're not in someone's face, what are they saying about you? And then too, we could take that to being grown. We feel like everybody love us, but at the end of the day, when they see you coming, they be like, who leaving first? Who leaving first? What are people saying? It's not so much about what they're saying, but what do they do when you come around?
Well, you know what? My focus is never, this is us. Oops. My focus is never what people are saying, who's talking about me, I find out after. I always find out, because the Lord just lets me find out. Right. But my focus is never what are they saying. I'm usually surprised, but it's not a shock. Mm-hmm. However, that's not my focus. I don't think about that necessarily. I'm pretty sure you've had to deal with that a lot. Yeah,
you know what? I did. But the flip of that, because I asked the kids, like, how like, when you're somewhere, it's not so much about what they're saying about you to your face. It's about, like, when you're not there, do they say that you're a good person?
Oh, okay.
Because
what are they saying
about you? Yeah.
Well, you can't always control that.
Yes.
Because sometimes you think.
But the majority, what does the majority say about you? When you're a good person. What you think
the majority says.
When you're a good person, your reputation, though, people should speak well of you.
They should.
You know what I mean? But for the most part, Pastor, people speak well of you. They speak well of Joyce. They don't say that Pastor is a mean person. They don't say that Joyce is a hateful person. But no, I know some people say some things that are just wrong, because that's just people. Because maybe I had to get myself together there. Yeah, they did say that, and these are the things. But it's sad to say, but it's the few that try to put their mouth on you. But the overall, the majority that speak about you, your reputation, because the Bible talks about having a good reputation. You know what I mean? So it's just like who you are, really, regardless of what somebody try to do and try to smudge your name. When you really, truly are a great person of reputation, such as yourself, such as Joyce. And thank God, finally, I made it. Thank you, God. Because I used to be one of them ones that, you never know what you was going to get from this one. So it's just like, it really feels good to know that, you have people that really can see who you are.
Speak well.
You're not trying. Yeah, you're not trying. That's not your aim, and that's not your goal. Which, in fact, that used to be mine, because I always wanted to be looked at in a good light. But now I'm learning it's about me pleasing God and being who I really am supposed to be. So having a good reputation before God first and others it's a blessing.
It is a blessing. It's a blessing. It's good to when you find out that people say something nice about you. All right, cool. But that can't be your focus. That cannot be your aim or your goal. Absolutely. Or even your intention to find out. If you find out, it's great. I think it's a lot of God letting you know that you're doing well, just different things. So it's just an honor. It's an honor. And big shout out to everyone following us on Facebook. Big shout out to Johnny. So Mercia's on with us tonight. Stephanie, you asked a question about church and she answered. She said their topic was, may I help you? Their pastor explained about people trying to do things on our own. And we can't. Good. Tamsin Jackson is on. Maisha's on. Dope. Come on, everybody. What happened in church today? Joyce got some people Joyce has some people I don't have. Big shout out. Jaquetta's on. Yes. Big shout out Ish. Hello, everybody.
Come on. How was church? So Pastor Joyce, tell me about your experience at church today, because I was in children's church. I didn't get a chance to watch a service yet, but I shall be watching. Yes, soon. Yes.
It's always challenging for me for this part when I preach. Really? I mean, but church was called Stay Up.
Okay.
And it wasn't, you normally would think stay up, stay positive, whatever, but it was talking about stay up on the cross. Ooh. And we dealt with the crucifixion. And there is a verse in Romans 6. And we know that we're supposed to die with Christ, but it says die with Christ like this, to die this type of death and to live this type of resurrection. So when I studied, God said, you have to explain what type, because so many times, think about this. I gave the scenario where we have someone in our family who may be sick or have a situation where they die peacefully. Oh. We're cool with that. So, you know what? Not cool. You may be upset, but it's like, while they died in their sleep, they didn't have to suffer. And if we had our choice, we want to just go to sleep one day and just pass away. But it's harder when we deal with the violent death or a death that was unexpected and all these things. So when he was talking about die like this, I don't want to say complain, but when we go through, we forget that we have to be crucified with Christ. And we don't want to be crucified. It's a different type of death.
Yes, it is. God.
And he did not get down off the cross, but we'll get down real quick. We'll take the little ladder out, step down, let me down, let me off of this.
Right.
And so we talked about that, and then God had me put posters around the church. One side, all the posters said sin. It had all these, just the word sin, all these posters. The other side had God. And what I did was have Jaquetta came up and help me, and we were looking. I said, everybody look in this direction and face that direction. I said, what do you see? And that's all they saw. I said, face the other direction. Then they saw the guideposts. That's all you saw. I said, we got to a part about grace. And I said, one of the things that we do is we focus, because I felt God told me that there was a heavy sense of guilt consciousness with people in the church. And one of the reasons we get stuck in sin, because that's all we focus on.
Jesus.
I got to stop doing this. I can't stop doing that. I'm still doing this. And I'm this whatever. Our prayers is just so defeated because we can't barely pray. And we get stuck. And it's so easy to stay there. So you had to see the demonstration. So I said, but when you focus there, if you just keep going to that side, and this side is behind you, it's not so much focusing on stopping the sin. We're not practicing and we're not giving you a license. But if I focus on God, that's going to stop almost, not automatically, but that's going to stop, because the closer I get to him, I'm not even focused on this. I don't want it. And we talked about relationship. When you have a person that you're chasing and you like them, all you want to do is talk and you want to get to know them, and that's all you see. So it's not like the sin leaves, or not like the other people leave. They're still back there, but you just want this more than you want that. And so we talked, it was like that. So it was good.
That's dope. You know what? And you help me out if I'm stretching a little bit. But when you said what you said, and you talked about your focus being on God, right?
Yes.
And you said that your focus is on God and sin is back here. And the closer you get to Him, it was just like it's almost
you get from that.
The further you get from that, and it's just like, because of the fact, what came to my mind is because sin can't stand in the presence of God; it has to flee anyway, right?
Well, the thing about it is, the enemy will flee, because it says, "Submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee." But we are in a sinful nature, so the temptation would never, he never leaves us alone.
Minimizes stuff.
Yes, but because we're closer to that, this is further away, but it doesn't leave. Because initially I thought about, as we get there, take the posters down, but God said, no, don't take the posters down, because the temptation, not that you won't still be tempted, and not that he won't come, because sometimes we have stuff in our own flesh. Even if we've been away from something for so long, and I used the idea of the fact that I was married and I was divorced. I said, now on a Friday, I was married, and I did married stuff with my husband. On that Saturday, the next day, I find out what I found out, and not knowing that Friday was the last time my body was going to be married.
Right.
But the divorce goes through. My body don't know I'm divorced.
Right. Right.
My body still want to be married.
Yep, it still want to act.
So I got to walk away from that side because now, as an unmarried woman, if I go there, it's fornication.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, I said it took some time, you know, but you got to deal. So it's not like it was a temptation out of nowhere, but I'm no longer in that situation. My body doesn't know. Right. I'm divorced. My body's like, no. Where's the husband?
Right.
And you know, think about this. Sometimes yes,
right.
And even going through the process before the paperwork is final, I don't even want you back, but I want it. My body want it.
Right.
God, could we wild out real quick?
Right.
Before the papers are stamped, because we still legal.
Because we still legal.
You get what I'm saying?
Real,
just real quick, and you can't get a different one because you married. So it's just real.
That's real.
It's just like
before it's final.
I don't even got to look at you, but real quick, because my body is saying something different. Because my body is married. It has been married, and it's about to be single.
Yes.
So hey, hurrah, hurrah! Whatever will be, will be.
You better say that.
But
come on.
What I'm saying is that the closer we get to God. Yes. This is not, and sometimes, and if you were in the room though, you would see that when we were by the God wall looks so far away. My God. And sometimes it seems like I'm so far away, it's easier for me to just stay here. So God just kept speaking in different atmospheres and different realms, and that's what we went today.
That's beautiful. That's dope.
You know about
JB, come on.
You
know what I love? You know what, Pastor? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let JB talk. I love your realness. You know what I mean? I love your realness. I love the transparency. And that's the thing that I truly believe that a lot of people that I hear talk about you, real people. And when they talk to me about you, and there are some that say things in my face and then say something behind my back. But, you know, I'm not even going to focus on that because that's besides the point.
My body's telling me yes.
But at any rate, it's just like I love the fact of just your realness, and people see that, and that's what it's truly about, because people won't have the uncomfortable conversations. They won't say the things that are uncomfortable because of the simple fact that we have to try to put on this whole facade, you know what I mean? And I just really truly just honor you. I respect you. I bless God for your life, and I know that I'm not the only one that's blessed from our church and so many other people because of the simple fact, Pastor, there are some people that I know that won't even go to church, but when they have come and they visited New Life Now Church and they heard you preach the word of God, give your testimony, you know, and just be transparent. It was just like, I like her.
Who the Son don't sets go free.
Come on,
it's free indeed. And so many of us, many of us in pulpits, you know, because we are.
Wow.
Ooh, God, I don't want to go here with you tonight.
Come on, Jesus.
When we are called by God, and I'm not saying that people are not called by God, but what I do know is that if we don't stay focused on the call from Him, our focus will turn toward the people and how to impress the people or how to compete with others. Like you're subconsciously competing to be the better pastor or the best church or whatever. You know, we say we're the best church. We just are. But, you know, we do whatever, but we're not in competition, like we got to do that and we got to do this and we got to do that because they're doing that, and that can be easy. You can easily fall into that because you can say this is what you're supposed to do. No, what we are supposed to do is do what God has called us to do, say what God has called us to say. And so now we get into this political arena. I can't say that. I can't say this. Some may be offended, some may be this. Jesus came and said that you're going to be offended. I came to separate mother from mother, the daughter from mother-in-law, and everything else. He said, because I came with a mission, so I get it. And the thing is, if I speak for myself, if I start to conform and not say what God is leading me to say or share or be transparent to help others get set free, listen, the call for me to be a pastor is to shepherd my flock. Okay, and that means to keep my flock from dying, to bring them back, to lead them where we're supposed to go, right? And to do whatever I need to do for my flock. I'm not beat for y'all.
Right.
I can't be beat for anybody else, because then I may lose one of my flock. And so if that's my only goal, is to win souls, because God is saying, I'm calling you to this one, and I'm bringing this one into this pasture. Because everybody can't rock in our pasture, because some people, I'm too real. You know what I'm saying? And so it is what you're not a part of this, pasture. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. But what I'm saying is that if my goal is to make sure that we you guys get to where you have to go. And if I'm just looking at doing this because that church is doing it and doing that, I'm looking at the churches, but I'm not looking at y'all.
Right.
I'm not paying attention to y'all. I'm paying attention to everybody else. So y'all get lost. Y'all, going to the wrong side. Y'all messing with goats, and y'all supposed to be sheep. And y'all with the hippopotamus, like, hey, we unevenly yoked. Where you going, boo boo? Well, no, you're not talking the right language. You don't sound right. So I have to pay attention to that. And if I'm paying attention to everything else,
I was on my way to a goat.
If I'm
and got right back on track with the sheep.
If I'm paying attention to everything else, tonight, my eye is not on you guys. I don't know how to pray. I don't know how to whatever. So on Sunday morning, where it said, and that's my prayer, it says, your word, let your word do what it, I pray that the word accomplishes what it was sent to do for y'all. For myself, to my first partaker, but for y'all, I can't try to say something or do something or have something for another church and say, oh, what are they doing? No. What are we doing is focusing on God and living our best life, trying to just be as saved as we can be. When we fall, because we all gonna fall, righteous man falls 7 times to get right back up, to do the will of the Father, not to do the will of what somebody else thinks I should do. As a pastor, I'm going to need you to step to the left, because I can't be focused on what you think I should do as a pastor. I have to be focusing on what he tells me to do as a pastor. So when those two don't agree, I'm not conforming to you. I'm going to God. And if I lose you, if you go, you would never. It said they went out. Don't you do it in John. He said they were never here for you. Because if they was for you, no doubt they would have never here left you. So that's why you got to learn when some people, I love you.
They're no longer.
But if they went out from among, they went out from among them because they were never for them. Because had they been for them, there's no doubt they would have remained with them. So I love you,
Jesus. And on that note, JB.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on.
I don't know about the marriage body.
I can't.
So I can't speak to that part. But
Joyce is the prude of the group. She can't take me.
I never had the marriage body.
And we've been together for 20 something. No, how long? 30 years.
Yes,
she can't. She just can't have it.
Yes, since the 8th grade.
Yes, and it's been
Jesus.
And she still get embarrassed. She still blush. She's still like, would you stop?
God. No marriage body here. However, church was amazing. The piece that Pastor was speaking about the signs on the wall. The piece that was very, 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 very powerful was when she had Jaquetta walk to the wall that said sin and had her face like right against the wall where all she could see is sin.
Jesus.
And what she said was, if you focus on something, that's where your mind is going to stay. And it seems like you'll never make it to the other side. You'll never make it to that other wall. You never get to God. And then that's when people give up. That's when people think, why bother? That's when people think, why try? And all you had to do is turn around and not focus on the sin. Focus on getting closer to God. And the next thing you know, those sins were in your background. Jesus. And the only way you see them is when you turn back. So it was a very powerful demonstration. But it also goes to the point where she even had the crucifixion happen in the middle, right? And I don't know if people caught that. Like, she had did the demonstration where Jaquetta was smack dab in the middle of what sin and God. And you know how we have free will and we have choice and we have those types of things. Which way are you turning? Which way are you going? Which way are you focusing? Not to say that we are all not flesh and we're all not born in sin. Not to say that sin is not part of, this life. Yeah. But what are you focused on? Are you focused on getting closer to God, or are you focusing on everything that you're doing wrong to the point where you get comfortable in it because you feel like you can't get out of it? But if you're focusing on God, there's that healthy fear of God, and you want to please him, and you're constantly striving to be better. You're constantly striving to do better. You're constantly striving to leave those former things alone. So the service was great, and and I think it's about perspective when you listen and when you hear it and when you watch it. And I guarantee you, everybody in service today pulled another piece out that spoke to something in their life. And then she did a call up, and everybody came up because everybody wanted to be able to focus on what God has for them. So
because there was some who dealt with a really heavy sin consciousness, and that's all they could focus on. And I wanted to, pray against that. And and we talked about reigning, because most people don't realize that you were the head, And so we even dealt with that, even the cross he had. So you haven't seen it, but there's 4 types of cross people get crucified on. And so we dealt with that, and then God gave me revelation as to why because his cross is called Crux Emisa, and that's the one with the head. And so, you caught the head. I was like, y'all ain't catch the head. It's the one with the head because he is head, and we died with him, and we rose with him. Right. So we are the head. We have authority, and we're supposed to reign because he said, if you endure, you reign with me. And many of us are not reigning. We're not taking our authority and walking in this earth with the authority that we have.
So if you didn't go to church, you just went now.
You just went. You just got it. And
Romans 6.
Come on, you already know what it is, and that's the thing that I love about God is that listen, He'll meet you just where you are.
Yes, God.
He'll meet you. Listen, if you're not in the building, He gonna let you know. Listen, I have a plan for your life, and so I'm gonna let you know that I'm coming after you. I'm looking to get you. Yes, you. You. All right, so you know what? With that being said, I'm going to get into this happy joint. We're going to float for just 2 seconds. I'm going to play a snippet of Nikeo Music Group right here.
Yes,
all right, so and then we're going to slide into Misunderstood by Fundisha, the artist. So what we're going to do is just slide for just 2 seconds. We're just going to do a snippet.
A slow song.
And we're going to come back. We're going to come back.
Okay.
Don't know what's inside of it. I can't agree with you if it don't make sense. Misunderstood. I don't wanna be misunderstood. Misunderstood. No. Misunderstood. Misunderstood. I don't wanna be misunderstood. Sometimes you hurt my feelings. The things that you say to me.
And we back by popular demand. You already know, yo. I love what goes on behind the scenes here at at Pam's World. Now, listen, I want to slide into a current event. I want to talk about this nasty pilot. I'm sorry to call him nasty, but he real wrong for what he did.
Judging.
You know what? I'm sorry, but what he did was
playing,
wrong. 61 years old, and I guess he was upset that the woman that he was seeing, the flight attendant, she was 40. I think she was 40 or 40 something, maybe. But he got upset, and you know they said that he was stalking her a little bit.
They broke up, right?
They broke up.
They broke up.
And old boy put some new pictures of her on the net, and people that she was working with, her coworkers, began to talk about what they saw and was telling her. And he was the one that was putting it up, and I guess he was salty about the situation. And my thing is that, Like, dang, like, that's why we got to be so careful as women. Like, they say they love you and this, that, and the third, but you got to be careful about that stuff. But me personally, I was putting myself in my own business.
Good, you were good. Oh, no, Mom.
You know what? All right, cool. Not a problem. You know what? When I was married, I did some things. I had some pictures, and I had some filmmaking, because this is the dude that I thought I was going to be with for the rest of my life. I'm putting myself all the way on Front Street. It is what it is. And with that being said, it was that, when we broke up,
lights, camera,
my heart was like, oh God, like, what did I do? Like, dude got
you still don't know
some
you
stuff
about to
on me.
This new album, you might have a different
exactly.
album
I was
cover.
like, dude got some stuff. Help us, God!
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I said to myself, I was like,
it's
you know
not
what?
Over.
Why? I was like, I've never put myself in that situation before, but I guess because of the simple fact that I thought that this was love forever. I never looked to, it was basically that was
your husband.
My husband,
that's
and
that marriage.
I loved him. You know what I mean? And so
the marriage bed is
that,
undefiled.
My
Video
thing
camera
is that
and everything.
you as a woman is such a violation. You know what I mean?
Is.
I can only imagine how she felt, but I say to us as women, keep the camera out of the bedroom. Keep the videotape out of the bedroom, because that ain't it. Because just somebody else can find it. But let alone the person that you with put it up because they just like, yo, they angry with you, they upset with you. Though that's fighting for me. You know what I mean? Like that make you want to fight. I can't fight because that's not God's way, but it make you want to fight. You somewhere in the corner
very
crying.
much a violation.
That's hurtful.
It is. I
That's
can't.
hurtful,
I can't
JB.
remember the woman who said it to me.
Ugh,
but there was a woman who said to me, and I cannot remember. It was a woman we were talking to. She was giving advice. She was saying, "I don't care if you are married or not.
Dang, you should have told me.
No, this was she was like, "Do not take pictures and don't do it because you don't know. You may decide 10 years from now you want to run for governor, whatever." She said, "Just do not do it. Like, these young girls got to get it together now." And I can't remember when this was, but I remember her saying that. But when I was young, I set somebody up where I had a video camera in my closet and I covered it, and they didn't know. They didn't. This was a long time ago.
Right.
Like, I was in serious sin.
Right.
I wasn't nowhere, in the church, whatever. But I did. I thought it was funny. Right. So I had it in the camera. So I saw the red light, and I'd be like, but they didn't know. So, and they were very upset, of course, when I said something.
Oh,
but but that was like a long time. I think I was in college, right, Joyce?
No.
I think I was. Oh, Joyce just disowns me.
You weren't in college.
I wasn't.
This is after.
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
I can't say, but yes, it was after.
What'd you say? It was after college. Look. I love them. Oh God.
All right. I was not in the church.
No, she was not in church. She was not a
Yes,
pastor.
amen.
But because
she was nowhere near it.
Nowhere
Amen.
near.
She
But
wasn't.
it is a violation. Yeah. And it was just funny because I remember her telling me that, and I was just like, in this one, I was like, Now I took pictures, right, but you didn't.
Gonna get one of me.
Go ahead, keep playing. Part 2 gonna come out.
Listen, somebody said, you know what?
Don't do it. It's a pictorial.
Me, Jesus God, I wish somebody would have told me.
You know what though? It's interesting.
So if you ever see something,
I have issues with doing all that type of stuff. So there's no pictures, none of that. But if you do that, you should be the owner of said picture or said video. You should be the owner of that.
I had some stuff. I deleted it though.
If you're gonna
but you
should be the owner of it.
You should.
If you're going to do it, even if it's in marriage or whatever, you should be the owner of it. I mean, but some people want to be on the come up.
Somebody said their coworker just did the same thing to his ex. He tried telling me why he did it. I told him he was wrong and he wouldn't want anybody to do it to his daughter.
Jesus.
All he could do was walk away from me. Yes. So that pilot did get some time. They got 18 months in jail or something.
Yes, he did. Yep.
So if your picture goes out, he could go to prison.
Because now that's sexting.
Sexting.
And now that is a crime because a lot of kids were doing that. They were sending
some pictures of the body parts
and stuff like that.
That's
so
not cool at all.
So yeah, definitely. But some people do it. They want to be Kim Kardashian.
But some people. Well, some people find it a better outlet. They're thinking, at least sex, so I can show you pictures of my part. You know, and they show pictures of their parts and stuff like that. It's a thing that they're doing. It's not it.
It's not. It's really
but it's
not.
very identifiable.
Yeah,
like, all right. Is this you?
Somebody, it's an unknown caller. I'm not tonight. You know what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna answer it. Hey, what's going on? What you call it? Talk to us. I can't. I love it.
You have a lot of time on your hands.
You
Carl.
really
a lot
do.
of time.
You really do. You got a lot of time. That just means that you loving the show and what we talking about. All right, y'all. You know what?
Probably sexting now.
Come on. Yes, get yourself together.
It's
Get
all right.
yourself
We still love you.
together. You know what? And since we talking about sexting, I want to talk about the influences that are out here. His name is, what is it? What's his name? The dude, something K9, something K9, the rapper.
Is that his name?
It's the one with tattoos all over his face.
The one with something 9, the dude with the tattoos all over him. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to figure out what his name is. But at any rate, since we're talking about sexting, he actually has a case set against him that is saying that they're looking to give him a year to 3 years.
Why? What happened?
Sex offender. He
Sexting?
No, actually a child. It says that he would sexually abused a child, and had them participate in a sexual act. That's what it says. And so my thing was like, because they didn't say teenager, my mind is just like, yo, like, how old was the kid? You know what I mean? And with that being said, I just want to talk about the influences. It's so many people that follow him, especially these young people, and it's just like sometimes we don't even know what we're really following. And so I wanted to switch it real quick, because when I saw that, it kind of was just it's disheartening, because you say to yourself, but look at just the time, a year to 3 years, but this kid's life is jacked up for
Forever.
a minute. You understand what I'm saying? It's altered and God forbid if, like you said, like
his name
ever.
is it's not 6ix9ine. It's like it is 6ix9ine, but it's spelled weird. It's the number 6 IX and then the number 9 INE.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah, but he looks like a freak.
It's
INE.
And it's just like he's the same one, that the rapper that got beat up, and they beat him up and they took him to his house, put him in the trunk and all that stuff, and they robbed him.
Yeah, no, I don't know about
all of that stuff. So it's just like, it to me.
But didn't they do that because of this?
Because of this?
Wasn't
So
it like family
members?
Wow.
Retaliation?
I'm not sure.
Jesus. I'm not sure. And you know what? This is really something to me, because it's like, look at
the
girl
influences. Was 13.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Look at the influences that our kids are following. You understand what I'm saying? This is what our kids are going after. All they doing is going with the rapper. They know nothing that's going on behind the scenes. And now
whoa.
Yes.
What?
This talks about him he should be tossed into jail for violating his terms of his plea deal he made in 2015.
Yes.
So he should get a lot more
case.
time.
There was another case in 2015
I'm done.
where he posted a sex video that involved a 13-year-old. So if we're saying that he's having a new case, this is something different.
Stuff like this.
No.
This time,
but it's so much.
He's accused of choking a 16-year-old fan in Houston on January 6th.
My God.
To me, stuff like this, it kind of.
But it's a lot, Pam. Like even with the industry,
right
but everything that they hide.
This get me.
But now anybody could be an artist. Anybody does anything. We don't really need record companies now. So you get your following up in a different way. They're just following. There's no. Remember, you guys had what do you call it behind the scenes? Where you used to get what is it? Before you came out, you had to have. You got etiquette. You got all these other things. Yep, and it's not like being phony, but at least certain record companies wouldn't even deal with you if you were certain.
Yes.
You know.
But now they want you to be grimy and nasty because that's what sells.
It's more now, yeah. And again, sometimes you don't even have to go to the record company. So we have to teach our children.
Yes, Pastor.
People who have voices. You're talking about influence. Those of you who have an influential.
Has a 69 tattooed on his forehead.
Yep, on his head.
Like, who's interested in him? What child should be listening to this rapper?
I'm not
what
saying
parent
any,
allows
but
you
this
to go to
but
his
you have
show?
some parents who are just as you got the parents twerking with the kids. Like when R. Kelly did his song, I don't know if y'all heard that song. What he did like a 19-minute song, right? I can't.
Don't talk about R. Kelly. You want me to...
I'm not trying to be funny, but he did like a 20-minute song saying,
he pretty much just said, I did it.
Yeah, I did
it all.
Yeah, I did it. Whatever. But but when you listen,
he's pretty much saying that he had problems.
But he's like apologizing. He's saying, but then you feel sorry for him in some moments, and in some moments you do. But he was saying, you're suing me now. You're telling me that I dealt with your daughter, but you brought it to my show. You brought it backstage. Like, you brought your daughter. Some of them,
they said there was this one security guard or something that said that the mother and the daughter came dressed very ready, and the mother is pushing the daughter in the front because she knows the daughter is
going to get the attention.
Attraction.
But he was saying you brought her to me, basically. So you have some grimy parents. I mean, you have these parents who, if it's going to get us a dime or I'm
called I admit it.
I admit it, and it's like 20 minutes. But what I'm saying is that, you have all these things where people, R. Kelly, it was, come on now, he dealt with these young people, he's peeing on, underage people, but y'all still buying his records. Like, that's still my boy, R. Kelly. All right, cool. So now you got 69. It just goes to another level. And another level, you push the level. So you got mothers twerking with their kids. The fathers doing whatever, or teaching their kids that this is what you should do, and come do it with me, smoke with me, drink with me. Come on. And then you look at the kid. Sometimes you gotta look at the parents and look at the environment they grew up in.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm not blaming that, just that. But
you know what though too? It's like, how, and this is the sad thing.
It's disgusting.
You know how back in the days, parents would look at their black boys as basketball, footballers, their way out of the ghetto. Mm-hmm. For some of these little girls, they feel like the way out of the ghetto is to sleep with certain types of elements.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that and I'm not saying that this is the way, but I mean, but also too is further publicized when you see the shows like Basketball Wives and these types of shows where all these women are famous for. All they're famous for is who they chose to sleep with.
Yeah, there was a meme that said because when it came out with Kylie Kardashian being, I think, the first billionaire or the youngest billionaire, whatever, she's on her way to being a billionaire. She's worth $900 million or something like that. Mm-hmm. And somebody put a meme out saying Kylie out here worth $900 million all because her sister sucked good blank. Mm-hmm. And then she said, moral of the story, my sister gotta learn how to suck better.
Right.
My sister's gonna be broke.
It made me, it was like, oh my God. But that whole empire started, I mean, the whole family, they're all doing their thing. But even if they were socialites in LA, known in LA because their dad was this big time lawyer and they had some money, and they're known in that socialite scene, they have it on lock, all because of that sex tape. So now you're thinking with other young girls, it was like, let me get a sex tape, let me do something, let me do it, marry the right person to get pregnant, let me do these things.
And it's
all like a meat market.
But for some, this is what they aspire to.
Yeah.
This is what they aspire to. They get their boobs done, they get their butts done, and then they start hanging out at these parties. They start throwing themselves on these men, and they put themselves in these situations. Now,
they're trying to get noticed by somebody.
But I'm saying it's very sad. However, the type of person that is into that is not the type of person that's going to be with them forever. You get what I'm trying to say? It's not the type of person that. Like when you look at like, I look at people like Tamia, and she's married to Grant Hill. You know what I mean? I look at Aisha Curry. She's married to Steve Curry. I look at them as women that people, if they want to look at, you know what I'm trying to say? People in that type of environment.
But that's
not what they look at.
That's not what they look at. And like you said, Pastor, you singing the song As We Laid, and it's like for people to put their children out there like they're a piece of meat. Like it's almost, you got the steak.
Come up.
You got the steak. You got the T-bone. You got the ribeye. You got the skirt steak. This, like, yo, what the heck is it? Like parents, like for real, seriously, like yo, at the end of the day, that's all you think about your child about.
But let's not
like really.
Some parents.
I'm not saying all,
but there are some parents.
But I'm saying the ones that are like for real, like this is what you do. Like that's all you think about?
Because I can tell you right now, there's a few parents that are trying to get their children out of R. Kelly's world. You know what I mean? So everybody is not that, but some are.
And some of the people are growing up thinking that's, you know, when we don't monitor what our kids watch, when we don't pay attention to what they're looking at, and we just let them go sit in the room and play video games or be on YouTube all day. You don't know what they're watching, what's influencing them, and it's easier for you to just let them sit in the room because you need a break,
right?
Whatever. So it's a lot.
And not even a break. Some people don't even know how to be a parent.
Kiki said, they're pimps.
Wow. Jesus.
For some of them,
you better say it.
And then, like Joyce said, some are unaware, and then they run away. Then they go in the room, they're gone, and it's like, what happened? Because they have a lifestyle you know nothing about. Remember, Joyce, we went to go see. We went to the Holy Land. Yes, no, not the Holy Land. We went to the other place with the play. Where was that?
Lancaster.
Okay, we went to Lancaster, Sight and Sounds, right? And they always have religious plays. They're very good. So it's usually a lot of churches, a lot of, you know, things like that, because they're all religious. Okay, everything is Bible. Yes. So we're there, and there was this group of people with their church, and there was some young people. Were you there with us, Pam?
No.
Okay, it was you. So it was like 3 girls sitting together, you know, the grandmothers right here, the aunts, whatever. And so we're behind them, and so the girls took out their phone, and they opened the phone. I was like, with pictures look, they were looking at men's penises.
Jesus!
In Sight and Sound. So we about to watch. No, we about to watch Jonah.
Jonah.
Yeah, but we watched Jonah, and I bet you that
I guess they said it's a worm that the fish ate. I guess something.
You know what?
Worm.
But they were looking because you know when the lights go down, so you see somebody's phone, and their phone is right there. I was like, Joyce. And I said they were looking at
Lord have
penises.
mercy.
I said I should blow them up.
Yes, God,
Grandma.
And be like, Grandma, do you know what Kiki looking at?
Yes,
but again,
not you, Kiki.
You could be in not you, Kiki. You can be in church. You have to be involved in your children's life. You have to be a parent and not want to just be their friend. Oh, they don't want them mad at me. Let them be mad. Let them go through what they have to go through. You take things away. You do what you have to do. Punishment, whatever. You'll be their friend later. And hopefully later they're not on the pole or they're not doing whatever. And then you ask yourself, where did I go wrong? Because you wanted to be a pen pal. You want to be a buddy. Go get you a regular best friend and stop making your kids your best friend.
You know what I think about when you say that? I am a Chris Rock fan of his comedy. He did a whole stand-up about, he said the best thing he said, if you failed if your daughter's on the pole. He said your only job is to keep your daughter off the pole. Right. He did this whole thing about, like, you failed as a parent.
Like, be involved.
If your daughter is up on the pole.
You don't want to hurt their feelings. You want them, they're mad at me. What? Like, this is your child. This is not your friend. This is your child. Raise your child. Don't just have children because you think you're supposed to have children or it's that time. You know what? I should have children. No. Is this something you want to do or I want a friend? You better.
For some, it's an accessory. Some of these young girls, it's an accessory. Their girlfriend has a kid.
Everybody got to have a kid. We're going to be pregnant at the same time, all right? We all going to get pregnant. Mm-hmm. And then we all going I'm not even going to go.
Jesus.
I'm not going to go.
You know what? I can go. And you see how passionate we are. Like, listen, for real, it's time
I think my son still don't like me.
To really, come on. And you know what? And it's because that just goes to show
he catch on one
that
day
you
what
are
I was trying
a great
to do.
parent. That's why when I was younger, I didn't like my mom. You know what I mean? I was like, she mean, such and such and such, and this, that, and the third. But when I got older, everything that she taught me, you know what I mean? I can honestly say that it has kept me, it molded me, it shaped me to who I am, and I'm so grateful to God.
But
like,
you knew enough to still. I mean, you were mad at her, for some moments, but you loved her because she gave you love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I was mad because I was like, she mean. I don't like my mom. But it's just like when you get older, you was like, dog, like, I'm so glad that she raised me that way, because had she not, where would I be?
I have no idea.
Come on. You listen.
Know.
Yeah, my mother was.
You already know. Come on. It is. You know what? All right. It's a moment that we had, of course, and
yes.
Take it.
You're right. You're right. It's all right.
That right there is so sensitive. You know what I mean? And with all of that being said, I'm a slide because I saw something that really caught my attention about this woman. She's a millionaire. They talk about how she owns stocks and bonds and all of these things out in New York, and she collects cans. She goes around and she collects cans, and people are mad at her and her family. They don't like that she does it, but she said it shows how people are so judgmental. They have no idea who she is. They said she's worth like $8 million, like all of the stuff that she has, and the place where she lives at. She lives in this prestigious place and all of these things. But she goes around. She said it's great exercise for her. She's 60 something. She said it's great exercise for her. She loves it. She likes to go around. She said it's a hobby of hers. Clean up. And she said it keeps her neighborhood clean. Yeah. And she said also that it just goes to show you what people are and how they really feel. She said she still has this beat up car, and she puts the stuff inside of it or whatever, and people are mad that it's there. So it's just like, I guess they think that she's a bum or something. I was just like, wow. And that's what you say to us a lot of the time, Pastor. You tell us not to judge. And it's something how people will judge her and they don't even know her.
They don't even know her. And we do that often. Wow. We judge people often. We have a caller. Wow. But we judge people often, and you never know. And we have to be very mindful. Hi, caller.
Hello? You still playing? Y'all still playing. I can't.
And we just really have to be mindful because you don't know. And her family probably doesn't like it because they're bougie. Like, why are you collecting these cans? You don't need to do those things. And this is something she likes to do.
This is something she likes.
And you might have bums who don't like it. Like, leave the cans for us. You got $8 million.
Come on.
I need my.
Come on.
Yes. It's like a double-edged sword. You're always going to have someone who doesn't agree with something that you do. Do you and be you. And I think it's kind of cool. Maybe for her, it keeps her humble. You know what I mean? Yes, you don't like. Well, she gave her reasons as to why, but again, you never know.
Yeah, they showed a picture of her. She had this huge bag of cans, and she said it comes up to $20-$30. You know what I mean? I was just like, wow. That's really something.
But some of us won't do. I mean, some of us, we have things. You don't ever have somebody who needs a job, and then you have a hookup, or you have someone. Oh, I know someone who's hiring, or UPS is hiring. She's in management. You'll definitely get it. I think they start about $13 an hour. And I had somebody who was like, "Oh, that's not enough." Yes. I said, "But you don't have any job. Like you have zero.
You got zero.
You have zero.
You here?"
They was like, "Yeah, but I don't. That's not what I'm trying to do. But but they would complain. I need money, and I'm this. Please pray for me." I said, "The prayer was answered when I told you to call this person that I called for you, and all you needed to do was basically show up and not have a criminal record, and you would start.
It wasn't enough.
But I'm gonna need you to really pray because that's not. I'm trying to do some big things. You don't have zero.
Ain't got $1.
My mother used to say a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out. Come on now.
Say it.
And $13 an hour is just below you. But on your own, you can't get anything. You got the 13 from somebody else.
But that's the person.
But you have a lot of people entitlement. You have a lot of people who deal with entitlement. You tell them go to McDonald's. I'm not working at McDonald's. I'm not working at Burger King. But you don't have anything.
I was at White Castles all day.
I worked at Wendy's.
Come on. You better
I never worked at I always wanted to work at a fast food restaurant. I did because I thought I wanted to be a waitress. I've always wanted to be a waitress. I thought I would be such a good waitress.
You know what was so funny? When I went to Morgan, there was a Bennigan's. I think it was Bennigan's down there by the harbor, right? And half the campus, I think, worked there, right? So I was all excited. I said, I'm going to go work at Bennigan's. And they paid $2 and like 34 cents. Oh. I said, what? I was like, who gets paid $2?
Because you give it your tips.
You get it in tips. And I was like, because some people I know that was working there, they was making a killing working here. So I was all excited. I said, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to work. I said, my personality would not.
You would, your eyebrows.
I would be leaving here making $2 and 34 cents. I said,
your tip would be, get a better attitude. I'm going to write on this napkin.
So I got a job at Domino's instead.
Really? I never worked at a fast food place, but I wanted to, but I thought I would be a great waitress. I was like, I would be a great waitress. I can carry everything without dropping it, and I would just be really nice to everybody.
Yeah, my personality wasn't built for that.
I was a hustler at White Castle.
Yo,
hustler. In there, I used to come home stinking like onions.
Did you eat the burgers and stuff?
I did not want the burgers. I could not. I smelt them all day long.
The cheeseburger, the double cheeseburger?
No, my lunch was I would eat a donut. Remember when the McDonald's started making, not McDonald's, when they started having breakfast donuts.
So I didn't know.
Eat their donuts and have a fruit punch icy every day. I couldn't eat the burgers. I couldn't eat the fries. It stinks so bad.
Well,
to me
I worked at Wendy's
because I cooked it all
up here,
the time.
Wendy's didn't have fried chicken. But in Maryland, Wendy's had a fried chicken. Yes, they did.
I location.
Yes, I was like fried chicken. So I would eat fried chicken and I would eat I would eat broccoli, just the broccoli with all the cheese. I made my own little
broccoli.
Yeah, Wendy's have broccoli
potatoes.
with a baked potato.
But I would take the broccoli and have just broccoli
She
and
just had
cheese.
broccoli.
I made my own little thing. And what I used to love about them is their meat was never frozen. It was always fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Man, I
should do
started
a Wendy's
eating.
commercial.
Man, I used to eat Wendy's all the time. I used to be like, yes, I had no money. I was like, I don't have to spend no money.
As you can see, we are not below anything. We will work. Listen, we're going to work. But you do have people who are, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And so, we have to really get to a different place. And we have to teach our children better. We have
Yes.
to understand. And they have to understand, they have a spirit of entitlement, a lot of them.
Yes.
And sometimes Joyce and I were having this conversation. We were talking about things with our children, our sons, and it's just like, where did we go? Not where did we go wrong? Like, they're not bad kids at all. But look at Joyce, like, never mind. They're not bad kids, but there's some things that we're like, did we do it? Did we spoil them too much? Did we give them too much?
Yes.
Well, I know Joyce did. But I thought I didn't. I really thought I had balance. And I'm like, did I? But then again, I had a different situation where it's a difference when you're in two different households and you're getting this type of information from one household and this type of information from another. So you're living in two dynamics.
Right.
So it's just a lot. And so we were just talking like, did we do too much? Did we not do enough?
Yes.
And I think we did this. And sometimes we try to overcompensate if it's a single mother situation. So there's a lot of different factors. I mean, they're good kids. They're good boys. But it's just like,
Yes, 'cause
well,
they're
shouldn't
your
it be
babies.
this here by now, or this thought process by now? And I would bring my son to the shelter. I wanted him to see what it was like. He had to help feed the people, and so it's a large gamut of what it could be. I mean, they're not on the pole, but
yes, or at the pole place throwing money at the woman on the pole.
I don't know.
Well, Jonathan's not throwing
I don't
money
think
at
my
the people
son
on
is
the
there.
pole.
My son's in the Marines, but I
You
wouldn't
know
be
what?
surprised
If he was there.
if he threw it.
You know what? If he was there, I think.
But
that
my
he
son might
would-
walk into the car.
he
He's
would-
very
I
good at
think he
gentleman.
would- I think he would. I think he would talk to him. I think he would do another Odell Beckham and be like, "You don't need to be up there. You don't need to be up there."
Come
like
on,
that.
let's not put
Don't be
OBJ in this.
I don't-
Don't be disrespected.
OBJ.
Oh well, we'll give you your moment, JB on sports.
No, not that. I'm just saying he's not the moral majority.
Okay, whatever. Well, yes. So
But yes,
we have to get some things together.
Yes. You know what? We just a couple of minutes away from that JP moment. But I want to talk about. I think we have one more time. A couple more minutes to talk about another current event. It was something that I saw, and I just want to give a shout out to Biggie's daughter. She has her own clothing line. I didn't know she started it in 2015. I didn't know that.
Notorious Clothing.
Yeah, I didn't know that she had it going on. So shout out to her. And she actually just turned 25, and she says she's looking to be a billionaire. She's looking to do really, really well with the clothing line this year. So I was just like, wow, shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
And you could still see that baby that was on the cover of Big's Ready to Die.
She don't look like a baby in that picture.
Yeah, no,
that
she
you
don't.
sent.
Yeah, she don't
I
look
said
like-
I wonder
she don't look
if
like a
her
baby.
will
Yeah,
her father approve of that.
So he probably tell her, put some clothes on, girl. Put some clothes on and cover up. But the one before that, in her face, did you see the one before it? When it was just a shot of her and it showed her face. She was standing there, and it was a headshot, and she looked like that same baby that was on the cover.
We
You could
pray
still
the
see
best
it.
for her.
Yes,
we
so
do.
shout out to Biggie's baby girl, of course. You know what I mean? All day long, doing it. So I'm excited
Big
to
shout
know
out to
that she's
entrepreneurs.
that she's
Yes,
doing
black
her
owned
thing.
businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to know that she's doing her thing because I didn't know that she had the line since 2015. It's still going, so
That's good.
that's really good. I didn't know nothing about it. Did y'all?
No, I didn't.
You know what I thought was kind of cool when I went to, because when you put the thing out, I went to her site and one of the T-shirts is a picture of her Biggie and Tupac.
Are you
Oh, wow,
serious?
really?
Yeah, on her clothing line.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So I
Wow.
thought that was kind of
Dope.
dope.
That's dope. Well, you know what? Since you said that, I will be purchasing the shirt. And I will make sure that I will be wearing it up here on Pam's World because that's what we do. We support one another. And, of course, I got to do it because I got to put B-I-G on the chest. And you know what? It seemed like we got time for just another thing. Gabrielle Union. Big up to her.
I don't think Joyce likes her.
You know what? I really I tip my hat to her because for one, she doesn't have to be transparent about the things that she has been through and all of those things. And to know, I remember when you were talking to me about her being raped.
Yeah, I knew.
I didn't know that
years
it was
ago.
at her job at
Yeah,
Payless.
she
I
worked
didn't
at
know.
Payless. She was locked in the
Yeah,
back.
I didn't know that at
locked her
gunpoint,
up.
and it was just like she said she saw the devil face to face. You know what I mean? And I was just like, dog. And then she spoke about her not being her infertility. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just like the struggle of that, and it is just like, wow, dog, man. For her to be as transparent as she's being, it's just like you see a different Gabrielle. Because to be honest, you know, I don't know where Joyce is with the situation, but I never was a fan like that before.
Okay,
like I used to think she was very snooty. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But
that's
she
what
admitted
I got.
to that.
That's what I got from her. Like you know, you would see her like when she was younger though. I would see like I was just like, to myself, but to me, when you are kind of just in your own world of brokenness, so you kind of just you can see stuff in other people, and you kind of just.
But that's what she said.
Yeah.
She was very rude. She was very judgmental of other women, but it was speaking to her insecurities about herself.
Absolutely.
And she would find everything wrong with someone else, and she would talk about women, but she talked about that too, how she's grown. I knew about the rape like years ago.
When I never knew that until you
and she was young. I think she was 18, 17, and she worked at Payless and was locked in by gunpoint. She had to go to court and face him, and it was all these things. And then with the infertility now, I knew about that because she released a book called We're Going to Need More Wine. And she's talking about the infertility, and I think she's had 8 miscarriages or something like that. Yeah, it's a lot. And how they're still trying to have, you know, their own child together, but how she loves his children, and she never thought that she would, you know, want to even be a mom until, you know, being able to step into that role in that family. And so, of course, now wanting to have a child.
But I think that's what the issue was so bad when he cheated on her and impregnated the other woman. I think that was
that. That bothered me so bad.
Well, they want a break. If
Joyce,
wait. They both agreed that they weren't technically together at the moment of conception.
But my thing is this, though. Dwayne Wade, you're a basketball player, okay? You know about the groupies, you know about all of that. And you are out here raw dog. That was my thing. It's like, come on now. Come on.
Joyce,
yes,
no.
I'm not disagreeing.
And the thing is, most of them who don't go raw, been with the girl for a minute. I'm just telling you. Puffy talked about it. And not so much the thing when he was with Kim Porter, and then the other young lady was pregnant. So most people are thinking, because I know initially I'm like, yo, you're Puffy, you know you got to wrap up. Like, what are you doing? But it wasn't just a random girl. No. So when he was on Wendy Williams, and she was like, you know, she was talking about the children, like he had so many children. He said they're all well taken care of. And then she made a comment. He said, they all know each other. He said, we all know each other. He was like, what? He said, did I just say that? Why did I just say that? Yeah. But they were all people that he knew, you know, from back before he was really, really big, you know, with Uptown and everything. Yeah. So Kim worked there. Misa, and apparently this person, so it wasn't a person he just met. He's known her for years, but it doesn't make it better. But that's, I guess, why he could feel comfortable not wearing a condom. And that's what I'm thinking with Dwayne Wade. Y'all just were on a break. You're in this relationship for years with Gabrielle. You take a 2-hour break, and now you up in somebody else, and she's pregnant.
I don't know the thing, but I do know that, you know, part of the issues. But the Christmas cards that went out that they did, it had his 2 children.
It didn't have the other.
It didn't have the new baby in it. So people were saying that she was like,
but she took a picture of their family. I guess.
If you notice, it had the 2 sons. It didn't have the baby from this.
I'm not putting the baby. I'm just gonna be honest. Look,
but listen. If you're married to him,
Joyce.
If you are married,
you gotta give me time to get it together.
If you are married to him,
the baby's 15.
Yeah,
but when are you going to let him be in the picture, Pam?
If you are married to him, and you are going to stay married to him, the child has nothing to do with the situation.
But let me get over
maybe
it.
The mother did.
I got it. My thing is that
that's all I'm saying. But the child has nothing to do with the situation.
I've forgiven you. I'm still trying to get over the fact that it is a child. I'm just gonna be honest. That's just my stance. Joyce, I hear you.
But then that means that you are putting the child in the middle of it, and you are making it about the child. But what I'm saying is,
no, I'm not making it about the child. I'm still digesting what you've done. And there's something that came
because she married him after that. They got married after that.
They got married
that
after
happened.
that.
Oh, that was after.
It was after. They weren't married yet.
Before they got married.
Yes, honey. Yes, everybody knew they were dating all these years.
It wasn't wild.
No. This is what I'm saying. They have been dating. We all know they were dating for years, right? They've been dating for years, and then they take a 2-hour break. He gets the girl pregnant.
2 hours.
Okay, whatever. And then she still marries him.
Wow.
And so we know about this baby.
That's
we know.
right, 'cause you told me that. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, to me, that's my only thing is if you are going to forgive, if you are going to move forward, if you're going to do those things, that child has absolutely nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And you cannot treat the child any different.
Yeah.
Well,
than
maybe
you
the
would
child
treat
was out of
everybody else.
town, couldn't make
Maybe.
the photo.
Maybe, but I'm just saying for a couple of photos that I've seen,
Or she
it's been that.
it.
Look,
But
but
the
you know-
child was getting immunizations.
But I mean, it's you know what I do see is that the two of them appear to be very good friends.
That's
so
good.
I'm assuming
The two of
that
who?
Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade.
Oh, okay.
So they do seem to have a good friendship. So I'm assuming that maybe it's being perceived that way.
Yeah.
You know, being put out there that way. But that was the thing. Like those Christmas cards went out and they were baby
But
short.
you know what? I honestly
They
can
were-
say that it would be very
said they
hard.
were a
Like I
baby
forgave you
short.
this and the third, but it's just like it got to be very hard to know that it's.
Maybe
you're
that's a
having
reminder for her.
Okay.
Like she got to see
I
that.
will say this. I didn't have a
difficult
marriage bed, but I did have a son, baby daddy bed, and my baby daddy had gotten somebody pregnant, and while I was still with him, him asking, wanting to marry me and all this type of stuff, in his wonderful hood self, he got somebody pregnant. Girl came to my house just as pregnant as she wanted to be. He disrespected her. That wasn't what I requested, by no means. But he made it seem like, this is this is that, this is that. What doesn't matter? But when she had this kid,
Yeah.
if I was going to stay with him, that kid I have to treat that child the way I would treat my own. Period.
Look at Pam.
Because the
can't do
child
it.
has
not
nothing
ready.
to do with the situation. And if for a child to grow up to feel like they are the cause
Yeah.
of something or
Yeah.
the issue of something or the problem or the thing that broke somebody's up or whatever, that's not for the child to bear.
Absolutely, you're absolutely
That's for the
right,
adults.
and that means that I should not be in that situation.
That means
So
that
you mean
exactly.
you probably can't handle. So,
that means
but
that
you will be
I
mature enough to
can't
say,
do
you know what, I'm not.
I can't do this.
That.
You know what? But you know what? Honestly,
But it's better to do
Honestly-
that and walk
honestly,
away than to
Exactly,
try to
because
stay and hurt
it's
the
an issue
baby.
for the
I
kid.
can honestly say that I would not have been mature enough to do that. I can honestly say that. But my actions would have been so bad that I would have had to have walked away, or he would have walked away from me. Because it's just like that's something that would have been very difficult. It would have been difficult. I'm just being honest. At that time.
I didn't
At that
know
time.
that.
What's that? You sharing?
Somebody just put, yes, Joyce Berry, I am a product of an affair.
And you know what? You are wonderfully and
And you are-
beautifully
yes,
made,
that's right.
and
Beautiful
no one
person.
should make you feel any
Yes.
different than that. And that
Absolutely.
is the point that I'm making.
You gotta love
Right,
the
and
If
child.
you're going to stay,
Just
then
being
you
honest.
cannot.
No, but it's
I'm
okay.
just
That's but
explaining.
you should.
But if that's how you
If
feel,
you know,
then you're not
better
staying.
off leaving.
Yeah, I'm
You're
not
better
staying.
off going.
Absolutely,
And that's the
Yes.
bottom line.
Because
Yeah.
you don't want to make somebody feel that way. You understand?
But yeah, also
You
too, I
understand?
wanted Jonathan.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, my son. I wanted my son.
By the way, God
to
bless
be
you.
able
You
to
are
have a
beautiful. You are
relationship.
dope. God has a beautiful
Yeah.
plan for your life. You are amazing,
Oh,
and there is
amen,
no
Samson.
accidents with God.
Oh,
God doesn't
amen,
make
amen.
any junk.
No, he doesn't.
You are on purpose. You are intentional, and
God.
you are great.
And God
Please
led
know
them
that.
people together just for you.
Yes.
So don't even dare
'Cause
worry
my son
about
wasn't
it.
playing. I mean, he
Yeah,
wasn't an
neither was
affair
mine.
kid, but he wasn't playing.
Yeah,
Neither was mine.
yeah.
Neither was mine.
He
But the bottom line is that no one should make you feel. Nothing should be ever taken out on the kid.
Absolutely.
Ever.
I agree.
And so if you're
Amen.
going to stay,
You're
then you're going to
absolutely
stay.
You're right.
Baby,
Yep.
won't you just
Because right now, you think about
Listen, I
it. We
just know a
talked
lot of
about
songs
before.
from
We
back-
talked
listen.
about Lala and Mello.
Are they back together?
They are in some form of counseling.
Oh.
But before, Mello was in the videos with the baby girl and the baby girl and the baby mama. Now Mello's in the videos with Lala and his son, and no more baby girl. But you know, and now
but
the baby
girl-
mama is now putting the baby all over, social media, which everybody knows.
by itself.
Well, no, with the baby mama,
Yeah, but not
But
with the father.
not with the father. But she also knows how he feels about having the kid all over social media. So it's kind of
Yeah,
being
but wasn't
done.
he on social media with the baby girl?
Not-
when Lala
not like
kicked
that.
him out?
No, not like that. What I'm saying is he was around more
Okay.
for the daughter,
But now
he's not. I'm not saying he's not taking care of his
Yeah, but
child,
he's not-
but what
yeah.
I'm saying is he's not physically there with the baby mama. So a lot of stuff. But all I'm saying is that the kids should never.
We're doing too much, and we're bringing these children into situations. It's not fair. Yeah, and that's my thing. Cheating. I mean, y'all know how I feel about cheating. Yeah. You know how I feel about cheating. As a prophet, you know how I feel about cheating. But what I'm saying is, you don't have any respect for your wife to not impregnate another person.
Well,
come on.
I doubt the goal was to do that.
Yeah, but you are not wearing a condom. The condoms are reinforced now. We're in 2018.
Okay, well, I don't know about the 2018 condoms, but I do know that there have been people who have used birth control and still gotten pregnant.
I know.
So all I'm saying is that you can do everything safe and still have a child. So the goal is really to not have extramarital affairs at all.
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's what I'm saying. That is the goal. Yeah. You went into covenant. This is my thing. If you are not ready, then leave these women alone. Yeah. Or men, leave them alone. Like, stop. And you're chasing, and you want to do these lavish things, and you chase her, and all Carmelo did was talk about Lala. And, he loved her, and you finally got this woman. You got this wonderful family, faithful wife, and then now you want to go out, most likely raw, and impregnate somebody else. Dwayne Wade, most likely raw, impregnate somebody else. I mean, come on. See, and I know he wasn't married, but you're in these relationships.
Yeah, but that was like
you still talking about this break thing. I'm not trying.
I don't. But all I'm saying is that I don't. The one thing I want to say is I don't believe.
But you know why? Because she
have children.
You know why she's doing this
with these people?
Because I see through this right now. I see through this because it's a basketball thing. They're sports players, so she can forgive the basketball players.
No, it's not that.
If it was when it happened to me, she was ready to kill. We in the car, we about to go. Right. But Dwayne Wade do it. Cut him a thing. When Carmelo do it, cut him a break.
But you know
what? Groupies. I said, what about when my husband did it? Oh, he's a
but that was a fake man of God. We're talking about athletes who don't have any
people in covenant.
No, but what I'm saying is, you're also talking about people who are not proclaiming to be, Christian.
They
still proclaiming to be married.
They proclaiming to be in a relationship.
Some people feel as though they can do certain things in marriage.
That's disgusting.
Some people.
Come on,
okay. How many people? No. How many people that you personally know knows that their husband has cheated or is cheating and has no desire to leave?
Dang it.
I do know.
I'm done. I'm just.
So that's all I'm saying is like there are people who are okay with this. The only thing they're not okay with is a child coming back.
Dang. Oh God.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is our definition of what marriage and love is a little different than the world's.
Wow, Joyce.
You get what I'm saying? And my understanding is Mello has had a history. That was a
good shutdown because you said in the world. That's true.
Of being with other women. What do I got
to concern myself about the people of the world? My focus
But he's had a history of other women.
Jesus.
Okay. And my understanding is that she knew of, not maybe, I don't know if she knew of everything, but she knew of that. The thing she did not know of was baby coming back.
Jesus.
So there's a lot of athletes that this is okay.
Damn.
So all I'm saying is I'm not knocking that people should do this and I'm not saying every athlete, because there are some amazing ones like Steph Curry and like I mentioned you have Grant Hill. Two
That's a shame we only got two.
Well, I mean there's more people. Tiger Woods is not one. Michael Jordan is not one.
And that
LeBron appears to be one. LeBron appears to be one.
Yeah, he really does.
He appears to be one. Yeah, I mean he loves a lot, but a lot of them love their family. Well, he's been divorced. I didn't know he was married before.
Yeah, but he
appears to be one. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So it's not everybody, but you got to think too, like. You know from the music business that people throw themselves at these people. Yeah, they throw themselves at these people.
They'll be lined up.
Don't get it twisted. I used to be a diehard, and I'm still a diehard New Edition fan. Right? I was a diehard New Edition fan as an adult. I went to a concert. As an adult, there was adult grown women standing outside trying to find out where these married R&B singers were staying.
Yeah, because they want to get done.
So my point is, and this is adult. Like I'm 34. Well, this was when I was older. So, but you got to think. When I was a kid, I used to think, "Oh my God, I want to marry them" and stuff like that. But then I grew up and was like, I can't. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah. I don't want to deal with people trying to throw themselves at them every day. No. I just love the group and I love their music. I like them and that's it. I never wanted to marry them anymore. And I've always been that way. Like I've never wanted to marry somebody that's in this type of limelight because I know it comes with, and I'm not saying everyone, right? But I know it comes with an added extra level of nonsense that I'm not willing to, that, you know how you said about the kid, I don't want to deal with it. You deal with this nonsense with people who ain't famous.
Come on.
Ain't no way I'm adding the famous element to that.
Jesus.
I don't have the desire nor patience.
Well, I guess that's in the church though too.
Yeah.
You thought it was just groupies, but groupies are in the church.
They
too.
are everywhere. I'm telling you. Look.
We look at Greenleaf.
Yeah. Listen.
I just started watching Greenleaf, so look at Greenleaf.
Yep.
No, Bishop about to get it on.
Yep. It's every.
Really, Joyce.
I promise you, it's everywhere and. You already know, like, listen, and on that note, I just looked at the time, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time.
Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Let me get myself together.
Put the beat behind it. Sports.
That's my best friend. She could get that from me.
That's right. Come on.
Let it go.
Sports
Today's going to be very, very simple and to the point. Football is back! Yay! Did you mute us? All right. Okay. All right. Football is back, everyone. Yay! You don't have to clap. Y'all know they don't want to. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. It's like, what? Did it read? But football is back, everybody. So get out, watch your games, watch your teams, try to see. They're about to start doing some cut downs. As you know, the Giants played the Cleveland Browns, and we lost. But again, this is preseason. Saquon Barkley did pretty good. He had a 39-yard run. So everybody keep your eyes and ears open. Watch and see how we do during this preseason. All right. Now, the preseason really doesn't count. It's really just, and for all those who don't know much about sports, it's really just to see the rookies and the different players trying to make the team. So it is time, y'all, for y'all to start watching the beginning stages of this year's Super Bowl champs. All right. The New York Giants. All right. Now, the Jets also played this week. They played the Falcons, and they had a green and white game. So last week. So again, if you're a fan of football, definitely start watching because this is the time. And I know a lot of people are talking about the protests and different things of that nature. Right now, it's still they have not made a official NFL stance. They took that stance that was made a couple weeks ago off the table. They haven't made an official NFL stance at this time. So you'll see some players all standing. You'll see some players still kneeling. At this point, it's not a suspendable or finable offense. So right now it's kind of up in the air where they're going to go with that because they're trying to use that as a bargaining chip in the contract negotiations. So again, for some of you who believe in the protest and for some of you who don't believe in the protest, I believe that there's a better way to protest and make your statements than to kneel or not kneel or whatever people decide to do, to raise your fist or whatever. One of the most powerful displays that I have seen, I believe it was the San Diego Chargers, I believe it was, or no, it's the Los Angeles Rams, when they came out of their tunnel with their hands raised up. When that was probably one of the most powerful ones that I saw. Jesus. The people kneeling on the sideline, it doesn't do anything for me. And also too, the Randy Moss tie, when he had the names of all the victims when he was being inducted into the hall. Those are the things that stood out so much to me. So I feel as though we need to come together and figure out a better way to get this word out. So there is no doubt on what we're protesting or what the issue is. Now, I don't knock other people who feel as though the kneeling thing is the best way to do it. I also feel like when you have the opportunity to speak, when you come to the pulpit, the podium, when you come to the podium or when they come to your locker to interview, you have a microphone and you have cameras all in your face. Your words speak so much louder sometimes. But, I think this year is going to be an interesting year. For those who protested last year, you're going to probably be protesting this year because Kaepernick is not getting a job. So if you want to find out what's going on with the football, he's not getting hired. Yeah, he's not getting hired. My issue with how he handled the potential job that he could have gotten with the Baltimore Ravens,
the girlfriend, right?
With the girlfriend making a post and all that type of stuff, I think that kind of killed the little bit of momentum that was behind him getting a job. So I feel sorry for you guys who are giving up football to before he gets a job back, because I think you're just done with football. So so if you're interested in keeping up on the scores and stuff like that, starting the season, I'm going to be giving y'all the rundown on all the scores. As you know, this very show is going to be smack dab in the middle of Sunday Night Football. So when that starts, you're going to see a computer screen here, and I'm going to just give y'all the update. I
can't.
Okay.
You already know. Red Zone. You got Red Zone.
Red Zone. Okay. Yes, Sunday Ticket. And also too, you guys, if you're interested and you don't have cable but you want to watch football, I'll post a few different links that you can post up and you can watch, because there's so many different things out there now where you don't need to have cable to watch football. So again, keep your eyes and ears open. There's one other thing I really kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, and that was Tiger Woods. Did y'all see this? He almost won today.
Oh, for real?
He almost won. He was tied for second. So I want you guys to tell me if you really think he's going to break Nicholson's record. Well, that is a song. Almost doesn't count. There was a song, but I think it's a sign that he may be back. He actually may be back after the going crazy. Come on, leopard.
Tiger turned into a leopard, but he's coming back. His stripes are coming back.
I mean,
by his stripes.
He had some issues. He had some back surgeries and stuff like that. But he actually looked great today. So everybody, he's in second place. Let me know what you think. Do you think he's going to ever beat Nicholson's record? That is something that a lot of people are starting to question. And now people thought no with the back surgeries and things like that. But after today, I guarantee you turn it to ESPN, you turn it to CBS, you turn it to Channel 7, you turn it to The Fan, you turn it to ESPN Radio. Everybody's going to be talking about Tiger.
Netflix?
Oh, not Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, Netflix is pre-recorded.
Oh.
But anything live, yes, they will be talking about it, because it's all going to be about, is he back? Is he truly, 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 truly back? And I think this win for him, this second place finish for him shows that he's on track to be back to the player that he once was. So he definitely, to me, in my opinion, he's going to beat Nicholson. And so, okay, everybody, those are my little things today. So I'm going to put it back over to our beautiful host with the most,
Pamela Long. Come on, somebody. All right, you know what, y'all? We're going to slide into this Ghetto Love record real quick by yours truly right here. And this is just something. It's on the way, video on the way. Check this out right here. Pam's World.
That's right. Uh-oh.
I saw you, I fell in love. Deep in my mind, you are always thought of. You take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love, that ghetto love, that ghetto love, that ghetto love. I'm your girl, that ghetto love, that ghetto love. that ghetto love. Ghetto love, ghetto love. Take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love.
Come on, y'all. Who know about that ghetto love?
Guys, you gotta get
Come on,
that
you gotta
song. Support Pamela Long with
Yes.
You Said. Go on iTunes right now. Go on every
That's
place
right.
you
In
can
the
to go
ghetto.
purchase You Said. If you don't have
In
You
the
Said,
ghetto.
and you said you'll never leave.
And you said
Get
it.
that, and then Ghetto Love is coming out.
Come on.
The
You gotta
T-shirts
get
are
it.
out. They are becoming collector's items. They are in
Yes.
black and red or black and white. Get your Ghetto Love T-shirt to support. She is an entrepreneur doing this on her own.
Yes.
Independent
Yes.
artist.
Yes.
Pamela Long, formerly of the group Total.
Come
Support her in her
Support,
ventures.
support.
We are so proud of her and everything that she is doing. So support. Share the video. It was number what? 2, 3?
Yes.
Where? In London, right?
Yes, in London. And then too, BET just picked it up.
And
as
BET
well,
just
too.
picked
So
it
I'm
up, and
excited
she's going to
about
be
that.
doing some international travel. And she had a couple of shows lined up.
Couple of things lined up.
Yeah, we got some things lined up.
Somebody just hit me up saying that they wanted to do a show, so God is
So
opening up.
she's about to start that
doors.
traveling thing again.
Hallelujah.
Get your
Yeah.
passport ready.
Let's go. That's it.
So definitely support. Show your love.
yes.
And don't
Thank
just
y'all.
give her a heart. Give her a sale. I mean, we
I
want
love
the
it.
heart.
Oh, yeah, we
I'm
want
just
the heart,
telling you,
but
let's
we
be
want the
real.
sale, too. Come on,
on,
just
let's support.
for
Let's
real,
support.
Like she said, like Pastor said, it's collectibles, a collectible item, and you can get it. You can get it. You can get it. You can
Yes,
get
you
it.
can.
Please.
Hit her in her
help
inbox
support
on
your girl, because this is
Instagram.
helping me to get to
Instagram,
the place
Facebook,
where
Pamela
I'm
Long
supposed
forever.
to be. And with you purchasing the T-shirt and the Pamela Long, I don't have the wristband on right now tonight because it didn't go with the colors, my little color scheme tonight, so I didn't wear it. But it's a Pamela Long T-shirt, and the Pamela Long T-shirt, and it's just like I want y'all to get it. So just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and just let me know, DM me, or either just messenger me, and we can get that done for you.
Yes, we
$20,
can.
$20, and you will be the one to help me to get to where I'm supposed to be. You're helping me the cause. You know what I mean?
That's
JB?
right. That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Helping you do what God has already placed in you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now tonight, JB, I want to slide into this real quick.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about their voice really matters.
Yes,
You know
it
what I mean?
does.
That segment that we love to hear what people have to say. So please call in, weigh in. You already know that number is 646-233-1302. Again,
right.
646-233-1302. And I want to know, JB,
Yes.
how do you get back to you when you've lost you?
How
How do you get back to you? You know what? You know something, JB, because sometimes we as women and men, sometimes you can get into a relationship. It could be a good thing. You get into a relationship and it's just like you all the way in, and it's just like you in love, and you find yourself in this place, and you begin to, sometimes women gain weight, sometimes men gain weight. And it's just like you're uncomfortable in your skin because you're like, dog, this is not what I used to be. And it's just like, dog, you taking a glance at yourself. And then on another note, it's just like, you say to yourself, I've allowed myself to be played by a dude or by a woman. And this was never me. This was never my thing. I used to have dreams and goals and aspirations. And now I find myself just sitting here and I'm smoking weed all day, or either I'm just in the cloud all day. I don't have a job. And you know what? I'm tired of looking. I'm tired of people telling me no. Like, how do I get back to me? How?
It's interesting that you stated that way, like within relationships are concerned. Really, there was a question that was posed to me, like, who am I?
Wow.
And it took a minute for me to try to answer that question, because all I could really think about is who I am for people. Like what I do for people, I'm a sister, I'm a mother, I'm a this, I'm a that.
Right.
I wasn't really thinking about who I was. So by answering that question is I think the start. If you know who you are, it's hard to lose that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But a lot of times we don't know who we are, and then it's easier for us to fall into what others want us to be, how others view us, or sometimes let's say we're somebody who doesn't have any ambition. Right. So you feel as though your ambition would be a turnoff for them. So you dumb down yourself to be with them. Wow. Or you're with somebody who is jealous of you, or somebody that doesn't want you to supersede them. So instead of you being your best self, you dumb down who you are. But the key is knowing who you are first, and then this way, when you start to see things that are not you, you can immediately address it. Does that make sense? Like when you start to gain weight, you don't wait until you 50 pounds overweight. You know what I mean? You wait, as soon as you notice that you're not being true to who you are, you got to address it right then and there. Right there and there. And that's how you get back to you. Now, if you get to the point where you've gotten so far gone, then it takes a friend. It takes somebody coming in to remind you, yo, you're this, you're that. Come on, what are you doing? Right. And you might be upset. You might be offended. You might not like it. But a true friend is still going to tell you. Like when Pastor wrote her book, and she told you guys everything that kind of went on and all these different things. I didn't go, girl, you need to get out the bed. You need to go do this. No, I didn't do that, but I was there. Right. I was there. So if she said anything about herself that I didn't think was relevant, I'm going to remind you, right. That person is an idiot. That person is this. That person is that. Right. You're none of those things. Do not. So you got to have somebody there that sees you the way that you are. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's going to help you. Because you're going to, and it's really weird because we've said this collectively, how important it is to surround yourself with like-minded people, how important it is to surround yourself with people who believe and see you the way that you see yourself. Wow. Because when you have a bad day, which could happen, and brings it back to the sermon this morning. So let's say, for instance, you turn for a hot second and you focusing on the negative thing. That friend is closer to God, or that friend is maybe having a better day. That person may help lead you back to what you should be focusing on. You get what I'm saying? Instead of focusing on all the things that failed in your life, okay, let's focus on the things that are going good. Instead of focusing on the things that are not happening the way you want, let's focus on the things that are happening the way that you want. Or let's focus on the plan to get you there. So that's how you get back to you. By having somebody that helps to remind you of who you are. But it starts with the key of knowing who you are going into any situation. Because if you don't know who you are, you can be easily turned into whatever anybody else wants you to be.
Wow. Right. So basically, if you see yourself shifting, say in like we said in the beginning, in a relationship, how do you stay grounded in keeping the essence of who you are? How do you stay grounded? How do you not lose you? Like coming into something with someone, or like even on like searching, and it seemed like you're searching for something, you're searching for that job and you can't get it, and then it's just like something else happened and something else happened, and you feel yourself starting to break. You know what I mean? It's just like your break is like, it's like, dog, everything is seeming like it's a no for me. How do I continue to stay up? You know what I mean?
That's sermon.
How do I continue to keep myself in that place of just saying, I have to keep going no matter what. I can't lose me in the no. I can't lose myself in the relationship. Okay, yes, I see that, dog. Wait a minute. I'm so far into this that is a great thing that I'm head and we're in love and this, that, and the third, but I'm losing me. All I see is them. It's just like, it's not even about me anymore.
That means you stop doing something along the way.
Exactly.
Because if you are at that point and you're like, it's all about them instead of me, the things you were doing for yourself, whether it's small things, getting a pedicure, getting your hair done, watching TV, not going out because you don't feel like it, and you now feeling obligated. Oh, he wants to hang out. You're like, no, I'm tired. And it's like, well, what do you mean? I haven't seen you. I'm tired. I'm just going to stay in the house and chill. Just like you could tell your friends to know. You're like, I don't feel like going out tonight. Y'all go to the movies without me. I'm tired. So it's just the same thing. Don't, sometimes we're thinking you don't do the same things you would normally do. They're in the room and now you don't do these things. And how many women is silly?
Pass gas.
I got to go to silly. Yeah, how many women, hold it and you dying inside.
Right.
Yes.
Something I'm like, Joyce, you just. I mean, she
Not
doesn't
I.
mean.
I'm
I'm
learning
like,
how
can you
to
stop
let go,
burping
yes.
like that?
Learning
It's
how
like
to
this
let
is
go.
nasty.
That's natural.
But what I'm saying, but she'll do that around a guy too.
Right.
Yes.
And so, you know,
Come
like
on,
you want all of
teach
me, and some of us don't, and we don't.
Teach me.
You know,
I used to be
our hair has to
great
be
like
100%. And every time you meet him and
Yes,
see him,
come
you got to
on,
print,
what?
and you know all those different things. You're like, okay,
Yes.
this is not that
Much.
it's not you. You know, you put your face on, you do whatever, but some moments you just run out the house. But when you're going to see him, I can't run out and let him see me like that. Wait, what are you talking about?
Right.
So now you're starting to put on a mask. You're starting
Yeah,
to
that's
put on
good.
this perfection stuff, and now it's all about him. So you're losing yourself. And so if you got to the
Wow.
point and you're in it saying, "Dad, how did I get here?"
Right.
You lost yourself along the way, step
Yes.
by step, small steps.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
so it's
that's
so
good.
funny that she put it that way because
That's good.
it's if you were to be with somebody and you run out the room every time you gotta
That's crazy.
do natural things, right? Then
Like you got.
what if you got married?
Oh, then it
like-
it got live.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like
But then he's like, "You are so nasty. You didn't do that for 2 years, and now all of a sudden you farting
Now
every 5 seconds."
now
But
now
it's
you
okay
got-
for them to fart around you. That's
Yeah,
not right.
But
it was
you-
always okay for them.
But no, they
We
wasn't
don't-
always. No, they was never farting.
But
what
y'all
I'm
always
saying-
phony.
But what I'm saying is, then both of y'all was putting on the air. You get what I
Right.
mean? It's
But I
like,
think that my grandmother said that was rude.
yeah, but
It
but
can
it
be
can't.
rude.
It can't. It,
If it smells,
well,
But
you
if it's
don't
gonna
know
smell,
until you let
put
it out.
Yeah.
well, you might want to. What's
I
no,
got to
some,
fart now, but I've been holding it because I don't want to hurt y'all.
You better let it free.
No.
I'm not.
Let it fly. Because best believe I drank a ginger ale.
Oh, God,
if it was going to be
Joyce.
happening, it would be happening.
Oh God.
No, now if I knew that,
I wouldn't
because
do it.
sometimes
I
you know throughout the
can't.
day and it's just
might
air,
just hurt
then you're
y'all.
like fine. But if you knew earlier it smelled and you're around people, you're like I don't want to do that to them.
Right.
So
But see, my thing is, yeah, I sneeze. Okay, like when I sneeze, right?
Right.
One time people was like, "Oh my God, you sneeze so loud," right? And I'll be at work, we got this open space. Literally, like I sneeze and people turn around and be like, from all over the building, right? And it's kind of funny, but I've tried to stop myself from sneezing, and
hurt
I
yourself.
pulled a muscle in my neck,
Right.
and I was walking around with icy hot on
your
my
brother
neck.
said you stink too.
Yes, I know. Yes, I do.
But the thing is, it's like now I just sneeze, like I don't worry about it.
Right.
It's a natural
I know you don't
thing.
care because you did something today that was just driving me crazy while I was preaching. I said I was going to talk to you about it later. Oh my God, I wanted to be like, if you don't stop.
Okay. Well,
Every
you-
5 seconds. And I'm trying to preach and I'm like, because God, wait, yeah, that bye. And I was like, if she don't get some tissue and just blow her stupid nose off. If she's sitting there taking those. And I was like, I can't. I'm trying to really, and I'm like, and I hear this. So y'all be thinking, I got the white dress on, but oh my God, she's hearing from God. And I hear Joyce in the daggone corner. Get her some tissue. But if I do that, oh my God. But I'm here like that.
Yeah, it's like I was trying not to get
And I was like,
too
why
bothered.
can't she
Start
just blow
sneezing.
her nose? Why? And she did it almost the whole service.
Oh, this morning I had a sneeze attack, and I was praying against it rather than taking medication. So it took a
I know, but
minute
just
to
get some
kind of.
tissue next time. But what
I
I'm
will
saying
do
is
that.
this. You can't lose yourself. You can't. You have to really just be who you are and not be phony.
So if you went on
And
a date, Joyce.
I'm
First
not
time.
saying I'm gonna go on a date and just start passing
No,
gas.
the first time,
I
and you
shall.
sitting there, and y'all at the,
Joyce,
y'all at
no,
the
you're
table.
not. You are
and
not,
your
Joyce.
stomach is like.
First of all, if we're at a table and we're about to eat, you better not.
and your stomach,
You better not do that with me.
and your
'cause
stomach rumbling, and it's like
You
my
better
stomach-
get your
my stomach
nasty-
is rumbling.
and you like, and your stomach is rumbling.
all
you know
three of
that,
our stomachs are
you
rumbling,
know
but
that,
you better get up
you
out
know
this
that if
chair.
you get up, you're gonna fart loud. So you might as well just sit there. Do you fart, Joyce, or do you? Oh God,
Joyce, you are going to just pass gas in front of him
Excuse
at the
me.
dinner
And
table.
if I did that, then I'd be
Excuse
like,
me.
ooh,
excuse me.
maybe try to wait for the waitress to walk by. So.
No, but see, that means you're not owning your gas.
No, but I'm being silly.
You-
I would. If my whole thing is this,
You're not owning
and
your
this
gas.
all
if
I'm
you blame it on
saying
the
is that
waitress. Now I'm
if
gonna tell
my
you what I used to
stomach
do.
is
Go ahead.
bothering me, like if it's bothering me, like it hurts, my stomach hurts, I am going to fart.
Yeah.
Pass gas, fart, pass gas, whatever you want to call it.
I do.
I
I
farted.
do fart. You know what
First
I
one
used,
knew it blew it.
Yep.
you know what I used to do
You
sometimes.
look at me, I be like, that must have been you. 'cause first one knew it blew it.
No, see, that's still you not owning it. You're blaming somebody else. Okay.
I wouldn't care.
I don't think you're going to do that. I don't care what you say.
I can honestly say that I have done that.
I used to blame it on my students.
Which one y'all was
I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Because somebody be like, oh my God. I was like, you know what? I don't told y'all that you just asked to excuse yourself. This makes no sense. And I would crack up. Now, some of them did do it. But some days I just blend on in with them. And they be like, who is that? I was like, now, come on. Come on.
But,
I'm trying to teach.
I just kind of think it's like, but I just kind of think it's natural.
I'm trying to teach.
So you know what I mean? So it's natural. Like
it is natural, but if you are at a table, you're about to eat. That's rude because the food has an aroma.
But there are times,
and I don't want to odor.
But there are sometimes you don't even know it's coming.
So you just yes, you do know it comes.
Not me.
Out. No, it doesn't. A gas does never sneak. You do. I don't.
Sneak out my tail. Sometimes
no, you're nasty like that. You're just nasty.
No, because I've held it for too long. Sometimes
no, it's not going to sneak. But that's what I'm saying. It's not going to sneak because you've been holding it, so you knew it was there.
But I've been trying to hold it.
But that's what I'm saying. You knew it was.
Seeps out.
All right.
It does.
All right.
You know that little.
She just couldn't hold it any longer. That's what she's telling you. She just couldn't hold it any longer.
But that's not what y'all said. Y'all said sometimes.
I'm not trying. Well, I still say that. Sometimes I don't know.
All right.
And I'm like, oops.
I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, nasty.
Our brakes don't work the same like they used to.
These are the brakes.
Yes.
Turn it up.
Kiki said her aunt and her mom farts like that all the time, and it bothers her every time. They always come back with it's more room out there than in.
Yes, come on.
Yes, I'm gonna start saying.
Yes.
I like it.
Oh God.
It's more room out there than in.
All right, so you already know, y'all. We sliding. Y'all already know at Pam's
what's
World.
happening? Yes, I don't know.
Amazing time.
So how come you didn't let your gas out yet?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Because it done sucked back up in my stomach. It's up here now. It done slid from here. I've been holding it for so long. It done slid up here.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Exactly, Tams. What is happening? I don't know, Tams.
We don't know.
You know what?
I can't.
Listen, check it out. I wanna slide real fast. I wanna find out from Pastor. Pastor, how do you this is the segment where we get into what would Pastor say. How do you know how God said it in the word? He said, "Come, let us reason together." Right. Mm-hmm. All right, and he meant it in a good way, in a great way. Come sit down. Come on, let me tell you why you should choose me. Mm-hmm. But what happens when you begin to reason with yourself? Like, why is there a line that you shouldn't cross with reasoning with yourself?
I don't know what you are asking.
Come on, like you don't.
No.
Like, you know how like you try, like when you reason with yourself, like you try to talk yourself in and out of something. Like it's just.
Oh, you're trying to deceive yourself.
Like like you're trying to have like you having this talk with yourself. Like you said, there's nobody to interrupt
your thoughts.
So what is the danger of that? Is there any good in it, or is it straight danger?
Now you're referring to. Are you referring to sin, or are you referring to knowing that you shouldn't be doing something, but you're going to do it anyway? Is that what you're referring to?
Reasoning. Is there is a danger in reasoning with yourself? Like there's nobody to interrupt your thoughts, like you said, the deceiving aspect. Because you put it that way. Thank you for that word.
But the Holy Spirit, reasoning. The Holy Spirit will do His job. Now, if you are hearing from the Holy Spirit and letting you know that what you either said is not right, doing is not right, go apologize, things like that. When you decide to reason and ignore that, or decide that you were justified in that, that's where it can become dangerous, because He's going to do His job. Right. Holy Spirit is a person. He's going to
even
do
if
His
you
job.
don't have Him. You understand? Like even if you don't know the voice of God, He's still speaking always, right?
He will speak.
Right.
So some people call it consciousness. You know, God will speak.
Yes.
But we do. Sometimes people do tend to ignore it, or you'll talk to yourself, or like, okay, you talked about staying, right? And so you said, if you make this decision, you're reasoning, you're weighing out everything. I know he did this, I know he did that, but you're making this decision. And when you begin to do that with yourself, I think it's wise to have someone that you can throw this off of. So it's not just your own thoughts. However, God will do what God is going to do. And if you keep denying it, He'll come in a different way. And sometimes I used to teach my students and people, when they say this one is this little boy is bothering me, and then the other girl comes and tells me this little boy is bothering me, and 2 weeks later the new kid is saying this little boy. I said, okay, you're the nucleus. It can't be everybody.
Right.
So sometimes you have it coming to you from different people, family, friends, job, and you're still the one like everybody's saying this and they all say that. Everybody can't be wrong. So God is going to bring it to you. When we decide to keep ignoring it, or when we decide it's not us, or we go into this victim mode, or we go into it's everybody else against me, it's me against the world, that's you, and that's a very dangerous place. And it'll start to manifest, and other people will see it. And a lot of the times it draws others away from you. So yeah, that can be very, very dangerous. And God is the greatest at humbling you. God is the greatest at breaking you. Just when you thought you got over, and sometimes that's why we have to learn how to forgive and let go, and just let people go. I mean, not let people go, but let whatever they did, it's okay. Because at some point, God's going to deal with that.
Yeah.
Better than we ever could. And sometimes we want to get them back and all these things. But at a time and a place where we know not, and if we're focused and living our life and keep going, God is going to do what only God can do. Mm-hmm. So we give people warnings. God will give you warnings. When I say years, this is like years. Like, come on now. Right. Come on now. Right. Come on now. Right. I've been given His grace. I've been doing this. Come on now. And He will always find a way to prove His point. Yeah. We don't have to know about it, though, in that person's life. But, yeah, reasoning. And if you have to keep bringing up the same thing that keeps coming to your mind, and that same thing keeps coming up, be mature enough and bring it to somebody and say, hey, I wanted to talk to you. Let me bounce this off of you because I'm feeling some type of way. You know how we say that. Or, this thing is on my mind. But sometimes we are very stubborn. And that's why they say stubbornness is as of witchcraft. Because you are at a place where you're not trying to move, and you know you're wrong. Right. I've had times where I've seen things, and I've reached out to people and said, listen, God said if you don't stop, He's going to expose you. Right. And this has been happening for years. If you don't stop, He's going to expose you. Wow. And they didn't stop, and exposure came. Jesus. And it's what it is. It is what it is. God's going to do what He's going to do. And then we can't blame everybody else. You can't blame the person. You think it's a person who told them, God pulled that cover off because He's been covering you all this time. Right. And you got away with it for so long. You was like, oh, okay. You got cocky. Right. God said, I got something for you. That kickstand, I just kicked it up. So things happen. But I truly trust in God. And if we are ones, and we're talking to believers or about believers, I'm talking about myself, you, Joyce, when we know that there's an issue, God will bring it to you through using your voice. Yeah. And sometimes we don't want to hear it. Yeah. And we've all experienced that. And we've all kind of experienced that with one another, with things that we've talked about. And He'll bring it around where it's smack dab in your face and you have no choice but now to deal with it and face it. And then we want to get upset. But we knew a year ago, we knew months ago when God said it through a different vessel or however He's presented it, but we didn't want to listen. Because we kept reasoning with ourselves. Wow. But if we are in God and we trust God, Holy Spirit's going to do what He has to do. And sometimes the consequences are not what we necessarily wanted. We may have wasted some time, but He's going to do what we have to do. So when you need to reason with yourself, and when you don't want to tell anybody else your situation, when you don't want to go to that accountability partner, that should be a clue right there that something's wrong.
It makes me think of the book that we used to Believe Bigger.
Believe Bigger.
One of the sections she talked about was the isolation,
mm-hmm.
And how you can talk yourself into doing anything because you're going to do what you want to do. Right. Ultimately, there's no reasoning. You're going to do what you want to do. You just It's more not.
She's gonna
it's more like you're
rationalize it.
Your viewpoint. It's like you're rationalizing.
Then you make you okay with it,
and you don't want to be wrong, and you're never wrong talking to yourself. I'm just being.
But
honest.
if you're honest, some of us are.
Straight talking to yourself. No. Now you are different because you're talking to God. You're bringing your things to God. But I'm talking about straight talking to yourself.
Oh.
Like where you're like, okay, Joyce, this, and this, and this.
Oh, yeah.
This, and this. You're dealing with yourself. Like I told you, I wake up in the morning and be like, you know what? I think it'd be better to go to the gym 2 times a week. Even though I already said God told me to go 4. Right, you know what I mean? Right. But God, you know what? Save on gas. I make all these
I don't play with God like that.
But the whole thing is I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, you having
who's going to tell me no?
Yep.
Until you get jacked up and you call me crying. Guess what God just did?
Yeah.
Yes. And I be like, what?
Then I start going to the gym. Yep. Right? You know, so that's when I speak to the people.
And then, but you crying, you posting.
Yes.
I need a hug. I need to go do all this stuff.
Thank
and you need the world to stop.
Thank you. That's internal.
Yes.
Internal.
And you know what?
Internal.
And you know what? It's something. And tonight, I thank you both for just the things that you shared. Pastor, thank you so much for the enlightenment. And I just say to everyone listening, it's time to stop talking ourselves out of the very things that some people just deem as your conscience. But truly, God is always speaking, because he's always wanting us to do the right thing. When you feel that tug on your heart and you feel something, dog, what's going on? Like, I should be doing the right thing. That's God. Stop talking yourself out of it and just yield. Because it's God calling you into relationship with himself, because he loves you just that much. Amen. To keep on tugging. All right, y'all. We got to get out of here. This is Pam's World. We love y'all.
Yes,
we appreciate y'all. We're going to keep going.
Thank you for joining us and rocking out with us tonight.
Yes.
Everyone on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. We love you.
We love you.
Yes,
we appreciate you.
Share this.
Come back next week. Come back. Remember, you can follow us on our various social media platforms. We have Dorothy Denise.
Yes.
On Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, and Instagram.
Snapchat.
We have Pamela Long forever.
Pamela Long.
Yeah, isn't that fabulous? Pamela Long forever.
Come on.
All right, on all across the board. And then I'm a various bunch of things, because I didn't start off trying to do anything.
JB on Sports.
But I'm JB on Sports, and I am simply Joyce.
Yes.
And I'm just, Joyce Berry also. So
come on. She say just only Joyce Berry, but she
simply Joyce.
So many great things about her. All right, y'all. We signing off. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. See y'all back here next Sunday, Lord willing.
Have a beautiful night.
Good night, y'all.
Yeah.